VO in Stereo is sponsored by Bodalgo, international voice acting platform.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to VO in Stereo. It's not like any other time. We have a fantastic guest today, a little bit different. Please help me welcome veteran award-winning voice actor, Mr. Patrick Kirchner.
Woo! Thanks for all the applause, everybody.
That's all we can do. I mean, we don't have an audience.
Is that a roaring crowd or is that crickets?
We're going to add that in. It's one or the other, and I forgot that I'm Jared, and that's Steven, and Steven does stuff on the show, and I do, and we're doing the thing, and thank you so much for being here, Patrick. We really appreciate you being here.
Oh, I really appreciate being asked. You two are a pair of the finest gentlemen I know in voiceover, and always fun.
Oh my gosh! Oh, someone's getting a.
He doesn't know us very well. That's the
right.
Obviously.
We're going drinking together. Where are you at? We're just in front of a hotel. That wasn't anything special.
That's true. VO Atlanta.
Some of the most amazing things happen in front of hotels, drinking, or waiting to go to steakhouses.
You were just there to smoke. I just happened to walk up.
That's the same thing we had. The same. That's how we met.
No.
And what was, I don't remember if, I remember that Brian was wearing a 930 Club shirt, and that's kind of what drove me over there.
Brian Howard?
Brian Howard, yeah.
Okay.
He was wearing a 930 Club sweatshirt, and so since we're local, in fact, I think that's the last time I saw you in person, Stephen, was trying to wave at you.
And I completely missed you.
Yeah, I think he's over there.
I was walking around, and you were like, desperately trying to get my attention.
Like an idiot up on the balcony waving.
I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Like one of those inflatable car guys.
That's what we needed. There was a lot of people there, to be honest.
It was packed. I mean, but
that was like the last last concert I think I went to before all the craziness.
I think I've been to one. There was only one after that, and that was John Doe was at the Birchmere. And then
that's a good venue.
Right after that, everything fell apart.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Well, welcome on the show. Welcome. I see you got you're representing JMC behind you. Very nice.
Yes, I have the lobster fairy lights.
Oh, thank God. I saw red lights and thought something else. I mean, I've been saving up money, but I was like, that's well worth
it. It's a living.
Right?
Yeah, it's been rough since you got out of the military. I know.
Oh, the turnover.
The turnover. So let's start at the beginning, Patrick. Let's all just calm down, take a deep breath for a moment, and remember, everybody out there, to subscribe to our channel. Don't be shy. It's free.
Doing
yourself a favor.
Mash that subscribe button.
Smash it. Beat it. Whatever you got to do. But Patrick, my first question is always is to everyone is, where are you from? Where are you originally from?
I never ask of anyone who's been in and around the military that question.
Well, we're going to have to. We started with our first episode was Bridget Reel, and she took us on a whirlwind. So I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
Go and go.
I was born in Detroit and raised, and then I got tired of school after 19 years.
Slow down. That's way too fast. We don't know enough about Patrick. So
Detroit,
but how long were you in Detroit?
19 years.
Almost half my life.
Well, you see, now you can't just skip over that if that's most of the time you've been there.
19 years.
Okay, so you were there for if that was your formidable years then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What in the city on the west side.
Okay.
And then I did a year of college.
See, you're going way down the road, way too fast. Slow down. Let's take too fast. This is an hour show. Slow down here. Slow down. All right. So, you grew up in Chicago. Do you have brothers and sisters?
Chicago.
Did you say Chicago?
Detroit.
Detroit. Okay, Detroit. My bad. I was a little
Slightly
too
different
far
accent.
east.
You move a little further west there.
Yeah,
You've
we
got
move
to
a little.
flatten out
I'm
just a little bit.
farther up the pond there. And so you grew up. Did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes.
And do you still talk to them?
This is the best.
Do they still talk to you? That's the most important part.
Frequently.
Okay, it's one of those families. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. German-Irish family, so pretty close-knit. Cousins are close-knit. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Very
gotcha.
cool.
And was that fun growing up?
I guess so. I mean, you're growing up in the 70s and 80s in a declining city, which is getting rougher and rougher by the day. But walk to school uphill both ways in the snow. That whole thing,
right?
Yeah, it was. Despite what I just said, because you know the environment you grow up in, so. It certainly didn't seem dangerous to me at the time.
That was going to be my question, of whether you knew it was like that, or whether you were just a kid who was just trying to enjoy his life.
I mean, I did know it was like that. I mean, I've got I worked at a hardware store in high school, and I would go to the bank with my hard paycheck to go to deposit it, and I used to hit the drive-through on my bicycle, and guys walking by actually tried to mug me on the way out.
On your bike?
On my bike.
Drive-through mugging. And that can be.
Drive-through
yeah, I like
the comedy sketches you see. Like you turn around from the ATM, they're like, "Oh, thanks, we processed your cash here."
Yeah.
That's a great business plan. I like that.
Yeah. I did get out of that with my wallet and my body and my bike intact.
Okay.
And dutifully reported to work, and the kids ran off.
Nice.
Y'all don't want this smoke?
Yeah,
exactly. Y'all want the heat?
That smoke, it's gone.
Yeah, because you said you were a skinny kid growing up, right?
I was a skinny kid.
Tall but skinny.
Tall and very, very skinny.
And did you get tall like early, or did that happen like normally, or did it happen like?
Yeah, there was only one kid. There was only one kid in grade school who was taller than me, and I won't say his name because who knows.
Okay.
But the only reason he was taller than me is he got left back a couple times.
Oh,
so he was,
That's why he was taller.
We all lined up in height order for school pictures or whatever, and I just automatically know, just like today, just go to the end. We do a group picture, tall people in the back. So I go to the end, and I just there's one more space behind me for.
And you're
Charlie.
like, no, I'm lying down on the front. I'm right there. Come on now, you can't put me in the back.
Yeah,
I'm doing the Burt Reynolds, so
JDK is known to do that from time to time.
I've seen that. I've seen that behavior from them.
Oh my God! If you've not caught his movie, I loved when he did that. That movie he had on the platform or whatever it was. He did such a fantastic. I'm sorry. He just.
See, you're off on tangents now. Can't take him anywhere.
He's such a good dude, though.
He is. He's a good.
He is.
He can't decide whether he wants to shave his beard off or not.
Well, neither can I. I posted a picture on Facebook the other day from like 10 years ago. Yes, there is a face under this beard.
Yeah, you pretty much keep the beard, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it at least.
Wife likes it. Mom likes it. So with those two votes, I get to keep it.
All right. So we're digressing here. Let's get back on track.
Back to Detroit.
And were you like a creative kid at all?
I guess.
I mean.
I was.
I know you went into the military and all that, but I don't know.
I was the son of an architectural engineer, so.
Okay, so not much comedy going on in the house.
No, there's plenty of comedy.
Okay, all right.
But my dad had that balance of there's art to it and there's the engineering side. So he had the architecture side and the engineer. So he actually built factories for Ford. That's what I remember growing up. And he'd been in the Navy right at the end of World War II, and then in the reserves during the Korean War. So,
wow.
so not the traveling military brat kind of experience, but we grew up. I grew up with that sort of influence, and I'm a Gen Xer, but all my siblings are baby boomers. So so whatever.
Whatever, boomer.
Whatever, dude.
Okay, boomer.
What did he say?
Yeah,
I'm too old to say okay, boomer. Actually, I could just say that to my siblings now and just get away with it.
You could.
Whatever, boomer.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So and my dad was a woodworker. So
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you what your dad did for fun.
Yeah, woodworking, and he worked in the garden. The guy had 2 green thumbs, and I have 2 brown thumbs. So no luck there. That did not. I kill plants for a living.
Hence, not the live lobsters behind you. They're just lights.
Yeah, they're just lights. I can cook. I just can't grow plants.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cooking.
I kill cacti.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I had a friend give me I had a house down in Virginia Beach, and she brought me a hydrangea. Like, do these need care? She goes, oh yeah, they need water like every day because they're thirsty. Like, that is the worst gift you could possibly give me.
Oh, did you put them in a pan and cook them up?
It's going to be dead in a week.
Did you put them in, saute them a while in the pan? And... Is this how you're supposed to do it? Guess not.
Actually, we have hydrangea out front now, and it's taken me several years to get them to respond. But taking on that challenge of, okay, if I'm going to have a garden like Dad did, I'm going to learn how to not kill these things. And then there's people like Brad Highland who are absolute experts at that because they did it for a living for a while. I just call up Brad and say, I need help. My front garden's dying. What do I do?
I need the pH and the ammonia.
Yeah.
Not just miracle growing sticks.
That's really all I want to do is miracle growing sticks. let nature take care of the water.
Easy button. I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what led you to the military?
Well, we just, the mid '80s in Detroit, and I was a punk rocker kid, and in the music scene, and it was just the city was getting hard, and I knew that there really wasn't much of a future there for me at that time. And like I said, I was tired of school, so I did a year of college. I had a buddy who'd gone in the Marine Corps a year earlier, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna follow Sean and go that way. He didn't end up doing so well, but so got in a fight with my parents and said, I'm going to join the Marine Corps, and I did. They're like, he's not going to do it. Like, we did.
Oh boy!
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. And
how was that transition for you? Like,
I went to Catholic school. It was nothing.
Oh, okay. You're like, okay, where's my bed, my cot? I got this. Nice.
I will say, not telling any secrets of the Marine Corps. Psychologically, there's people who cannot handle that. Can't handle the stress. And I don't know what the current attrition rate is at recruit training, but easily 10%, possibly up to 25%, just don't make it. Failure to adapt to military life. Because they can't deal with it. Physically, not exceptionally demanding for a kid who didn't do sports in grade. Played basketball, but had zero awareness of basketball and no skills. And like we said, I was tall and skinny, but with height does not come coordination. That was something that needed to be developed over years.
Yeah.
So made it through boot camp. Came out fairly towards the top of the heap. I got a meritorious promotion out of boot camp, which,
money.
4 out of the. Not a whole lot of money at that.
I didn't know how the
level.
ranks and merits work there.
Oh, meritorious. It means a couple things. You're promoted earlier, like by a couple months at that level, which when you're 18, 19, a month, 3 months faster than your buddies is years ahead of light years. Now 3 months is like, oh my God, it's September.
Technology's doubled.
Yeah. And the pay is like, an extra $15 a month or whatever it was at the time. And I'm a private first class instead of a private, which looking back was like, what's the difference to a private and a PFC? It's a huge difference,
right?
30 plus years later, you're like, whatever. You two argue over which one's gonna sweep the floor and take out the trash tonight,
right?
Because it's not my turn anymore. Someone's got to do it, otherwise the place gets nasty.
That's right. No matter how tall you climb, someone's got to clean the toilet. I'm with you.
Yeah, it used to drive. Skipping way far ahead. Eventually, I'm a lieutenant colonel and commanding officer, right? But I still kind of insisted on taking out my own trash. I hated having the Marines come and get my trash bag, so I'd pull it out myself and bag it. And at least the sergeant major got me to just put it in the hallway. He'd be the senior enlisted guy. Like, sir, just don't take it out to the dumpster. At least just put it in the hallway for him. I'm like, all right.
You're making us all look bad.
They're making it run regardless. If you don't let it do it.
Yeah. Oh, we're all going running.
You're right.
One thing I could have done a lot more of. Running.
Yeah.
So how long were you in the military for?
31 years.
31 years.
Just a leap, a little boop.
It just kept
going.
kept being interesting. I got to do some. I got to see some great places, great people, travel around the world, help a lot of folks, learn from a lot of folks, which is probably the best part.
Yeah.
Meet some great people out there.
And how did you know during all of this craziness and militariness that you decided you wanted to do voiceovers? So that's a little crazy.
Oh, now we're back in Detroit watching cartoons on Saturday morning.
Well, see, there we go. See, I wanted to know that connection. So now there's a Saturday morning cartoon. There's a lot of that. There's if you watch our shows, there's a lot of that thread that kind of flows through there. Saturday morning cartoons is a big influence for people in voiceover. I mean, it's like crazy.
So me and my best friend Kenny across the street used to watch Bugs Bunny and do the voices all the time, right? But we all know that doing funny voices or imitating existing voices doesn't get you a job, except for Eric Bauza. Yeah, so
there's a few of them out there killing it.
Yeah,
there are, and they're
Mario Filio,
and they're awesome. They really. I don't want to take anything away from them, but those opportunities are very rare.
Oh yeah,
but I can pinpoint the moment. I went to a station in Yuma, Arizona, and my roommate and I went to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And when I saw what they were doing and I saw the animation basically coming to life with the live action next to it, I'm like, oh my God, this is still a thing. And I could go do that when I get out. And so I got picked up for a commissioning program, which means they're going to send you back to college, finish your college, and we'll make you an officer. That's the most convenient way I can explain that. And so when I got to University of Michigan, one of the first classes I took was theater voice for the purpose of doing voiceovers in the future when I get out. And then the joke would always be with my buddies in my running clubs and whatever. It's like, hey, Pat, what are you going to do when you get out? No, I'm going to do cartoon voiceovers. Ha, 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 ha. Right? So when I ended up retiring, I was actually pursuing something completely different. I would say I have two passions. One is voiceover, and the other would be studying the future. So I did strategic foresight for the Department of Defense and the Marine Corps for the last decade-ish of my career. And if I was not doing voiceover, I would be doing strategic foresight, which means looking at what the world's going to look like in the next 15 to 30 years. just because it gives me the same thing with, getting a good recording down, connecting with the copy and really feeling it. I get the same smile on my face when I talk to someone about what the world's going to be like in the future. When you talk to people who are like-minded, same feeling you get when you talk to good voiceover people, right? So anyways, I had put all of my eggs in one basket, and that company went with an internal hire, which means, a lot of companies do that, but they interviewed a vet, so HR is happy with that. Right. And I'm sitting on the couch kind of dejected the next day, and my wife goes, "Hey, you've been talking about voiceover as long as I've known you, and I've got this coupon for this seminar." Turns out to be a demo mill. What did we know? She goes, "Why don't you go do this?" And so I did. But ultimately, that crappy demo mill that got me a crappy demo, which I would never play for anybody again, but it's probably out there somewhere, that got me to the right people. And like you two fine folks, the community is just full of wonderful people, and I'm very happy to have landed here.
I'm kind of happy you're here too, because I really want to touch on the, like you had mentioned when you're going through the military, how many people you met in the stories. That has to directly correlate with the cartoons and how you're able to deliver your roles and characters.
Oh yeah, there are. I'm not gonna call them out, but there are so many people that are the foundation.
Yes. Characters. Yes.
Yeah.
I love people watching, and I give them their own voices, and I'm ridiculous in my own head. And see, yep, you do it too. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't alone.
No, I don't.
That's hilarious. But does it help you connect with copy faster? As far as, like, I find like my brain is like a Rolodex, and it triggers stuff, certain people or certain instances. Do you find that happening ever with all of the things that you've experienced? Did it help you?
We've all got our own little path to figuring out how this thing works.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to call the thing acting, then yeah. And so I'm a little over 4 years. I'm in my 5th year, and I'm just starting to book consistently and connect consistently, and it takes a while. But everybody's path is a little different. A couple of years ago, if I had a piece of commercial copy, I wouldn't be able to connect with it very well. And God, I don't want to go back and listen to those. But if it was a character, I could do the same piece of copy in a character voice. Okay, well, give me a cowboy character, and I'd be able to do it with the cowboy character, and I'd connect with the copy, and I'd tell a convincing story. So with the character piece, for me at least, seemed to be an easier way into connecting with the copy. Doing an imitation of my roommate it's not a very good one. I was thinking more of a guy from Mesquite, Texas.
No, it's all right. We all know people like that. Shit, I got a bunch of them down here in Georgia.
Yeah, Gary didn't turn out so well. But gosh damn, my roommate from Mississippi. Oh,
they just seem to be happier dumb folk.
He's one of my heroes.
No, it's funny you say that though. That sometimes it's I don't know how to say this. I'm like more comfortable to be in another character than to try to do it in your own voice.
Yeah, I think so.
That makes sense?
I think that's one of the walls that we have. I never want to say I'm an actor. I'm happy saying I'm a voice actor, but I don't have an MFA. Here's the other thing from grade school that, kind of led to this. I was always the MC. I was always the announcer for the talent show, Christmas show, spring concert, all that stuff. I was always the public speaker, which has led to a not yet lucrative career as doing Voice of God for live events, which have been crushed over the last 18 months.
I'm so sorry.
I think as actors, though, as learning to act, that's one of the walls that you have to break through is I don't want to let anybody in, But if I'm doing this as a character, well, I got the character as the excuse. It was the character saying that horrible thing that I just said. Oh, it wasn't me. It was this evil dark lord that I was just doing a voice for.
I like the depth of y'all picking this apart too. This is fantastic. I don't see, you guys said people think differently. Like my brain does not work like that. Like that's not how I correlate things, which is just totally neat for me to hear it from a different point of view, a different process altogether.
No, I'm picking up that with my own journey in voiceover. So I'm with you there, Patrick.
Well, we're every one of us has to approach it differently, and it's a very I did a bit of martial arts over the years, and everybody when you're young, they argue over which style is better, which form is better, and then when you get within all the politics of which kung fu, which school is better within that particular discipline. And I was fortunate enough to have some great mentors who, that's all bullshit. And one in particular who said, martial arts is very personal. It's your martial art. You may pull pieces in from all these different styles, but ultimately it becomes part of you. And acting is kind of the same way. We would all interpret a part differently. We'd all have a different path to finding that character and connecting with that copy. It's up to our coaches and teachers to get it through to us what the best path is for each of us. And one coach's method is not going to work, and another's is. And you just don't know until you try it, until you find that right coach to go, try this. And you go,
that's true.
I found the way through.
I'm the right seafood for you. And I did not say seafood. I said
seafood.
Seafood.
Of course, I picked the light that's behind the microphone.
Right.
Now,
seafood.
J. Michael is smiling watching this. He's like, this is great.
Does he watch this?
Oh, he will.
Oh, he does.
He's
We're
one of
on to you, J. Michael.
He's always calling us. He's like, guys, I love the last one. There was need more butter. And
It needs more butter and
more
lemon.
butter.
But other than that, it's fantastic.
That last guess was a little bitter.
Salty.
Or salty, yeah. A little salty.
But geez, you can't go down the outer road. No one's turning down there. You turn. Y'all are a mess. God, I have such a good time. Don't you guys?
So what do you got? Go
Like?
ahead. Go ahead, man. You started it.
You know what? You're bald. There you go. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, so the bald guy goes first? Wait a minute. That doesn't work.
My grandfather died with a full head of hair.
For shame, for shame. I wish I could say the same on my side, but no.
Yeah.
Bunch of baldies over here.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
No.
Go ahead and say it. God made a few perfect heads, the rest he covered with hair.
I mean, this aerodynamic ass shit, to be honest with you.
That's true.
Like when I jump in, like
How come you can't swim faster?
I'm like a merman. Like Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit.
So tell me some of your favorite cartoon influences. I'm dying to hear this. Cartoons, man. That's like my life.
Mel Blanc for sure.
Yeah, absolutely Mel Blanc. And it always would come back to Bugs Bunny.
Mm.
And, we had Tom and Jerry after school in grade school, but Tom and Jerry, there's not a lot of voice stuff, and it's just a bunch of action.
A lot of physical comedy.
Right? Yeah, and that was fun to watch. Watch the superheroes, but now you're getting into the 70s, and really the appeal for me was back to the older Bugs Bunny stuff. Even the newer stuff. And see, this is where the limit of my knowledge hits. You go, okay, well, how do you compare Fritz Freleng and whatever the other guy was? I can't break them down by directors. I can give you what I've memorized of the episodes, but I don't have the academic knowledge to say, okay, well, Bugs Bunny was more like this with this director, and I can just tell you the episodes I liked, and then I can start reciting them at you.
Here's a good little analogy. It's kind of like, let's take basketball. I think everybody knows who Michael Jordan is. So if you ask anybody who's our age or around our age, they're going to say, who's the greatest basketball player ever? We're all going to say Michael Jordan, hands down.
Larry Bird.
Ask all, well,
Right.
yeah.
See, it depends.
Whatever. Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you on that. I actually back you up on that 1,000% because Larry Bird was a bad man. Pistol Pete. I mean, we could throw a bunch of names in there.
Yeah.
But if you ask today's youth, because of when they've been subjected to the media, subjected to everything, a lot of them are going to say LeBron James. So if you
The
take
game's different.
right, the game is different from when it's back then. I think back then it had a lot more soul and heart. They put a lot more into it. I mean, you do get help, and there's technology now.
He changed the game because he was a solo player, not a team player. I don't mean that as he was kind of the first superstar solo player, not a great guys that make a team.
Do you want to fly from the foul line?
Right. I'm
But I
not
grew up
passing
in
it. I'm
Detroit, and so
flying.
I was a Pistons fan, not a Bulls fan, so
If I could jump like that, I would get stuck in the air.
I get stuck in the net.
I've never seen a net that damn big, but I'm looking forward to it. That way I can make shots on that one, Patrick.
No, I mean going up for the shot, I would get stuck in the net, like my fingers would hit it and they'd get all wrapped up in,
I got a 47-foot vertical. Nobody believes.
Did you
fall out of a 5-story building, land on a car.
Right. It's a hell of a pick. Okay, believable.
It's like that opening scene of Magnolia.
Oh, Lord of mercy. Everything's fine. Everything. What in Jesus' name?
did you attend the OneVoice conference?
I did.
How was that?
Which one?
You went to the British one too?
Virtually.
Oh, virtually. Okay.
I virtually attended OneVoice UK, and I physically
Nice.
attended
All right.
OneVoice Dallas.
You're hardcore. I get it.
Yeah.
And how was that?
I told Uncle Roy a few weeks before that I was showing up a day early and I'd, be happy to help him set up. And then Kayla asked like the weekend before, she's like, we still need 4 more volunteers. And I reluctantly, Marine Corps, Department of the Navy. Navy means never again volunteer yourself. I go, if you can't find anybody, by the time I get down there, I'm happy to help. So needless to say, I ended up, I'll do everything I can. I can't stand to see someone need help. So need help making badges? I'm in making badges. You're overwhelmed and got, you need cables running gaffed out. I didn't actually end up doing that because I got pulled to something else, but I pulled the cables up at the end. I just, stayed and helped. I did get into, and help run sound for a couple of sessions.
Mm-hmm. Did Roy give you a bagel?
I got a bagel. I got two halves of bagel. I think I got raisin, and then I got the other one might have been in everything.
No, you got the variety snack. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Of bagels.
I don't want the raisin. You can keep them.
I had a great session with Portia Scott, which I kept getting pulled out of. Portia was great. Yeah, because oh my God, J. Michael's microphone batteries. And I'm like, fuck, I'll be right there. Down and
I'm Portia Scott. I'm putting my hold.
Well, it was someone else's turn, so I had a wonderful session with Melissa Disney.
Oh yeah.
On doing live announce, doing Voice of God, because like I said, I did that in grade school. I did that throughout my Marine Corps career. Every Marine Corps birthday.
And you still want to do it?
Well, I kind of wanted to know whether I was doing it correctly. Because so right after they made me a lieutenant, all Marines go to this 6-month-long school here in Quantico called the Basic School. And when you're not actually in the field or in classes, it's a body farm for people to, support events. So there's going to be a platoon of lieutenants marching in a change of command ceremony for a couple generals switching out over in front of the Major Dad building, if that reference makes any sense to you.
Love Major Dad.
Ground control to Major Dad.
The building they show at the building, I've stood duty in that building.
You went duty in that building? Wait a minute.
I have gone duty in that building. I've spent the night in that building several times, armed with a pistol and a couple of Marines. So
Threatened me with a good time.
Yeah. So we've got to support this change of command ceremony, where a couple, if I, what was his name? Tony.
Jorge.
Can't remember. So, a couple generals switching out who are in charge, and one of the women in my company goes, "Hey, we need an announcer. I need a volunteer from each platoon." So I raise my hand and a bunch of other people, and we all gather in the hallway. And she was a drill instructor, so she knows something about using the voice. Therefore, she's in charge of picking, right? So get the script, and everybody starts reading. I think I'm third or fourth. And they get to me, and I give the "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the change of command ceremony." They're like, "Okay, we're done." So
That's how far you got.
Yeah, and they're like, "Okay, you're it." So I'm standing at the podium, a little nervous because I haven't really done this, especially not for this big of a crowd, right? But I'm standing at the podium, and I've got a bottle of water, and I got a cup of coffee, and I'm not standing in formation with a rifle out there in the sun. And so I do the ceremony, and there was a Marine major who was in charge of the whole thing, and he goes, "Lieutenant, I think you've just cursed yourself.
Because you're doing this every time.
You're going to get pulled for every ceremony for the rest of your career. You're probably going to read you're going to read your own retirement ceremony." And I did.
Awesome.
So I actually enjoyed doing that. So back to the Melissa Disney thing, I took that breakout to make sure that, give me the confirmation that I can do this for real, that, what I did for the last 25 years of my career wasn't just, an amateur getting up there and reading out loud how it's supposed to sound. Does that make sense?
You and I both know that that's not the way that story ended.
Oh yeah.
You got the
so now
seal of approval from Melissa Disney.
Blang, blang, blang.
Yeah. So the funny part was there's a part of her class where she goes, "All right, if you're going to do like the Billboard Music Awards, while you're sitting there going, 'Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2021 Billboard Music Awards with special guests,' and you start going down the list of who's going to be there and who's cool and everything. And she goes, there's the director screaming in your ear and the producer going, "Okay, get ready. Okay, cue camera 2. You're hearing all this other stuff. And she's like, "Okay, Madonna's not coming. Madonna's not coming. Announcer, don't say Madonna." And meanwhile, you're going, "With special guests, Kanye West." And,
you're like, "Madonna's dog."
And don't fucking say Madonna. Don't say, there's your first F-bomb for the class. "Don't say Madonna. Announcer, don't say." And I've got to sit there with a smile and just keep reading and not lose a beat. And she goes, "You are the first one ever to not lose it while I was sitting there screaming in your ear with the director stuff." So that was my confirmation, and I was happy to have graduated from the Melissa Disney School of Hard Knocks.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a demo reel.
Very cool.
Sweet.
Something I don't have for 11 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hold on. You do voice acting?
Come on.
What?
Voice.
He's like, voiceover, not voice acting. I don't act. What do you?
I am a voice actor. I do voiceover.
Voiceover. I
What
am.
is this
and
voice acting you speak of?
Let's mince these words.
All right. You said you enjoyed cooking.
Yes, I do.
Give me your perfect comfort meal.
My perfect comfort meal?
Well, I'm not talking to the
mine.
roster.
This is about you.
Depends who I'm feeding.
You're feeding
I
yourself.
had a college professor once.
level.
Here, you're out of town. You
Talk
want
about-
a taste of home. What is that thing that's going to bring you there?
It's me going and getting the ingredients and cooking it.
That's okay.
Well, actually, when I go back to Detroit, one of the things I have to do is go downtown to Lafayette, Coney Island, and get 2 specials with everything and a Verner's. And that means it's a chili dog with mustard and onions on it,
Oh,
and it's a mess.
that's
And you
simplicity.
better take some Metamucil with it.
We serve that on the hot dogs here.
You just-
a process. You're like, can I have a Mylanta shake? Vanilla.
I don't know. You know, the recipes that my mom used to make, and growing up in the Midwest, there wasn't garlic in the house because apparently my mother dated someone who ate a lot of garlic at some point in high school or after high school.
She shunned it.
moving ahead. And she's like, can't stand the smell of it. So even if we had spaghetti, which would have no garlic in it, there might be garlic bread, but it's getting moved away from her as quickly as possible.
Y'all had to eat sloppy Joe sauce with noodles?
Sloppy Joe's for me was sloppy Joe's. No, actually, that spaghetti that's a comfort food. Sloppy Joe's were a can of Mandwich and pound of ground
Buns.
beef.
I
The
did not
spaghetti
like-
is my grandmother's recipe, and we call it Irish Depression spaghetti because the base ingredient is a can of Campbell's tomato soup.
You cook
Which
it to death, don't you?
Well, no,
No?
not really. I mean, it's so, and all of us kids who make it just a little bit different. So, like, I do add garlic. I do add, I add basil. I use, hers was just ground beef. I'll use half ground beef and half Italian sausage.
Nice.
It just, and my wife makes spaghetti that's completely different. But everybody I know in the U.S. whose mother made spaghetti and it didn't come from a jar makes it differently. And that comfort food is, comfort food from your house.
That's
Right?
true.
Nobody else's mother makes spaghetti that tastes like your mother's spaghetti.
Thank God.
Unless it's Chef Boyardee, and then it all tastes the same.
Yeah, you gotta imagine.
It does. It's just different. It's just in a different shape.
And the pasta is mush. It's all mush.
Things that shouldn't be. SpaghettiOs and Franks.
Oh, I love SpaghettiOs.
With hot
Like I said,
dogs?
they're mush. They're all mush. The pasta's.
I haven't had SpaghettiOs in years, but I used to eat it cold.
Oh, I ate it too, but believe me, if you go back and try it again, it's not the same ride.
Probably not.
It's like watching the movie The Time Bandits. I remember this was really, really good. What in the hell are we watching?
What is
Yeah,
this?
what?
Yeah.
Why in the fuck would anyone?
What did
Why is the dude spinning around? What the hell's going on?
we watched? Whatever series we had finished binging was done. It was still early enough to start another movie. I'm scrolling through. I'm like, oh, Young Guns. I remember that from when I was in high school. 10 minutes in. Oh my God, this is awful.
It's not great.
You got to be handed
didn't-
with steel.
This did not pass the test of time.
Nah, like teenagers back in the Western days. Yeah.
Yeah, not like what else came out that same year? Back to the Future, and Back to the Future survived.
Yeah. Back to
Awesomely.
the Future 3 was one of the worst
Teen Wolf.
Westerns
was.
ever made.
Yeah.
Good Westerns.
Back to comfort food. My I had goals to perfect like 3 things. One is the ribeye. So I've got a dry rub I use in the ribeye. I sous vide my ribeye and then I reverse sear it. I sear it at the end. And everybody seems happy when I make a ribeye for them.
You and Mark Scott like exchanging recipes and whatnot because apparently
We do
Apparently
actually.
he does. I see. He does a lot of that
Yeah.
crap too. That's why I'm asking.
I just had to ask him, not for his secrets. Actually, I did send him a jar of. I did send him a jar of my dry rub.
Mm-hmm. See, I see what's
I
going
asked him
on
I asked him what he put in his low country boil because my in-laws were in town and we were going to do a low country boil last month. So I got that from him.
Mm-hmm.
But then the perfect French toast recipe and the perfect pancake recipe, and I've got them both, and I've nailed them.
I'm gonna need that pancake recipe.
I'll send it to you.
Love it.
Yeah, and the key is letting it rest for 10 minutes before you make the pancakes.
Gotta let it bubble up, baby.
Yeah, let the batter sit.
Nice.
People think it's weird when they come over. They'll eat breakfast at my house, or when we go anywhere, we're like, we'll do a big family trip. Pancakes and like maple sausage links are pretty much the easiest way to feed a crowd of people.
Yep.
So, and I usually bring a jar of peanut butter. Well, two, one crunchy and one smooth. They're like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, dude, you've never had a pancake with peanut butter on it? They're like, what? And it changes their whole life. And they're like, I had no idea. I was like, yeah. They're like, how many do you want? I was like, no, two. I can only have two. I was like, and that's why we bring the peanut butter.
You can eat a whole stack.
I mean, but it's so good. It gives you so much protein, and it's just a really easy breakfast for everyone. Very wholesome. I would think Saturday morning for sure.
Yep.
Try Nutella next time. That's good stuff.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What we used to call that, white chick bait?
It's good stuff.
I thought that was White Claw.
That is that too. In the evening. So Nutella in the morning and White Claw in the evening.
I did that to a delivery guy the other day, like a couple months ago. He was setting up all the liquor to deliver in the store, and it just happened. It was all these crates of White Claw, and I was like, oh, "Are you making a white woman trap?"
I'm sitting in a circle on the ground. She won't even notice.
9:30 in the morning. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, hi, I'm Jared. Plenty. You want to have a conversation?
So, question about voiceover, just to get back on track for just a little minute here. What sort of things do you like to? What sort of things do you do for voiceover? Like, what is your mainstay for voiceover? There's so many avenues.
Audition?
Well, isn't that? Aren't we all right? All in the same
audition.
boat as far as that concerned. But
Your job is auditioning.
my job is auditioning. I wish I got paid for it. Damn. And that's our show.
Corporate is the easiest for me at least to wander into. I want to get better at commercial because I was just telling someone yesterday, if you're good at commercial, it translates to the acting skills that it requires translates to everything else. Right? Because it's a little V and it's a big A, voice actor.
Oh, God, I thought you were going to say asshole. I was like, why am I not doing better?
Voice asshole. I am the voice asshole.
I joined that club last week.
Surrounded by assholes.
I've got the reason I was like a minute late is because I was trying to finish up an e-learning edit and get it sent out, but then the clock ran out and I came in with you, so they'll get it an hour after I wanted to get it to them.
Sorry.
Well,
They wanted it Monday. I think delivering it to them at 3:00 instead of 2:00 today is going to be just fine.
It'll be fine. So it's like a personal thing and not a them thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's my personal timeline to get it to them as quickly as possible.
Well, don't be so hard on yourself. Damn it, Patrick.
It's you, not me. Yeah, I got you.
The goal is to make the client's client happy.
Absolutely.
And every time I tell a client that, they go, "Oh, thank God."
Did you guys hear on that back? This part of the episode? I'm serious. Click it back. Listen to that again. And then when you're done, listen to it again.
So the guy sends me I book it yesterday morning. Yay! Send my wife a text. Booked. Yeah, which always a good
Happy
feeling.
day.
Harry White starts playing in the background. Maybe I'm
Like
on that book today.
She was quilting in the next room when I did that audition like a week and a half ago, and I walked out and I said, "They gotta hire me for that one. That is so in my wheelhouse," and they did. So, and it's weird how we do a bunch of auditions. And you're like, okay, felt pretty good about that one. But then there's other ones where you walk out and you go, that was, I know about this topic. They gotta hire me for it. And sometimes they do. So the guy sends me the script and sends me all of what they want. And he's like, I need you to break it into 3 parts and read each part 3 times. I'm like, I don't do that. I gave you two takes on the audition in 2 different feels. You obviously liked one of them. Tell me which one you liked, and if you want me to deviate from it. And then, so I got him on the phone and said, which one of the takes did you like better? And the client really liked the first take. So if you just do that and just slow it down a little bit to fill the time so we don't have to play with the animation much. Like, I can do that. About this, break it into 3 takes, that's asking quite a bit because it's a little bit longer script. So I'll give you that.
3 times.
Yeah, I'll give it to you once. If you want a different feel, I'll just re-record the whole thing, and I'm perfectly happy doing that since it's not a directed session. If I'm like way off, and if there's any pickups, and he had all these stipulations listed about number of pickups, and the reason clients do that is because they have horrible experiences with voice actors. And when I go, look, I'm going to send this to you. If you're not happy with it, I'll redo it. I'll be happy to redo it. And if I make any mistakes, I will always go back and correct the mistakes. And he goes, and then copy changes. And I go, I'll give you free changes up to 10% of the copy. So if it's 450 words, you want to change a couple sentences up to 45 or so words, not a problem. Don't worry about it. And then I go, my job is to make you a hero in the client's eyes. And he's like, oh, good. That's so good to hear. Because it's not about me, and it's not about him. It's making sure he gets repeat business so he can hire me again, right? If we just think to that end, that someone said this, it might have been at OneVoice, might have been at Mavo last year, but they said, all the e-learning, any of these corporate videos, yeah, you're the thing that makes it, that puts the cherry on top of the milkshake, whatever analogy you want to use. You're the finishing touch. You're the icing on the cake. But a whole lot of work went into that cake before you showed up. You're there to finish it. You're not the star. The video is the star. That's what's getting delivered to the client. You're just trying to make it as good as possible for the client to be happy. So.
Love that.
Another thing, rewind that back twice, too, right here.
Yeah, great advice. Love that.
All right, 55 minutes of uselessness and then like 4 minutes of...
That's fine. You can charge
That's
people.
What the show is.
Send the bill. But Patrick, where can people find you if they want to find you?
Soundattention.com. Sound Attention, one word.
Okay. It's a beautiful website.
Well, thank you. It's a picture of my pants.
That's why it was so exciting.
Here's another plug. Celia Siegel, who is I could not afford to buy the whole package deal, right? So I consulted with her a few times as I went through her book and went through the Gravy for the Brain small business course, right? More plugs. I'm not getting reimbursed for this. I'm just happy client. And I had like a dozen color palettes picked out. And like, okay, now I got it down to like 5. Help me pick them. And she's like, don't do red, white, and blue because red, white, and blue is too jingoistic. And I'm the least jingoistic Marine you probably ever met. Yeah. So it's not red, white, and blue. The white's kind of off-white. It's got a little bit of the Mel Gibson, the Patriot feel to the font and all that. So those who are looking for it will know. The goal is to get government e-learning work in there at some point. But she goes, do you have another picture or something that's got kind of that dark red and got that dark blue? And it's kind of, excuse me, edit that out. And I go, hold on. And I run to the closet and I get a pair of my blue dress trousers and I bring them back and hold them up in front of the camera. I said, like this? She goes, yeah, I think that'd be perfect. So I take a picture of the pants and, boop. And that's the background image of the... Yeah.
I did the same thing, and now they won't let me back to the photocopier. Bastards.
What is that?
What is that?
It's like a half-shaped moon
Eyes.
Man, well, I've really had a good time. I don't know what to say other than I appreciate you coming.
You guys are a lot of fun.
Hanging out with you again in person.
In person, not smoking.
No,
I'll bring a cigar.
and
Yeah.
saving
Oh yeah, you
something.
quit, didn't you?
Yes, I went back there for a little bit, but I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I quit for like it would have been a year, 2 days ago. So there was probably like a month, 2 month stint where I was back and forth with smoking. So, but now it's been about another 3 months.
Life is stressful.
It is.
You don't need to go back.
No, God, no, God, no, God, no, God, no.
Yeah, I know. If I tell everybody, if I had one, today's Friday. Yeah, if I had a cigarette right now, I'd be a pack a day by the end of the week.
It's
just
like
started
this week.
This week.
It always is. Addictions are always like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now I can kick this cardio habit I have so I can, fill out a little bit.
Yeah, you're looking a little peakish there.
Don't worry about that, people. Don't worry about that. Well, this has been another episode of VO in Stereo. Thank you guys so much. And like always, we don't even promise or charge you. Did you see how much you got today?
For
Oh my
free.
God. And he's so cute.
I feel so wealthy right now.
Man,
And thank you very much, Stephen and Jared, both for inviting me. Love talking to you guys.
genuine, dude.
You are cornerstones of the VO community that I'm very fortunate to be a part of.
Well, you're part of the wall with us.
Part of the wall, part of the brick wall.
We're all here. We're there with
I'm the crack right there that runs through the slightly cracked. See that broken brick? That's me.
Right.
Like being in Vegas at the casino. You see that light? I paid for that light.
This little light of mine, Patrick's gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Have fun on your trip, Mr. Man.
Mercy.
Yes, enjoy it.
Everyone,
Reservoir.
Close our show, Jared.
What happened on the show?
I said close our show out.
I was doing
No,
it.
keep your clothes on.
No. That's no fun.
Oh yeah. No, okay. No aerial photos. That has been another episode of VO in Stereo. Before we go even further, because these Yahoos can go all day. Yahoos, whatever. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.